Home for Madison was an apartment in an old 3-floor walk-up in a village located in a long-forgotten area of the New Territories in Kowloon and across the harbor from Hong Kong Island. She liked it here. There was a simplicity to life. There was nothing to distract her. She was a foreigner, a slim, green-eyed Guaimoy, and her cat for company, living in a rural Chinese village. In this same old building were 4 other foreigners. Ling knew them. Ling was the old Chinese lady who lived nearby and would be there every day, sweeping up the leaves that had fallen on the ground overnight. She was either talking to herself or else those only she could see. Madison caught glimpses of her neighbors. They flitted in and out of wherever she was. They might have kept to themselves, but she always felt that they were looking out for her. She didn't know where, but she knew that she had seen them somewhere before. They might have kept to themselves, but she always felt that they were looking out for her. Madison had also once heard them making music in their apartment for hours. Somehow, she seemed to know the songs. It always inspired her to know that music was still being played, at least in this little village, which was now her home. She was also finding herself in other ways. She just didn't know how much. Madison heard her neighbors laughing and speaking or making music when returning home after one of her runs. When they needed to communicate with her, they did so by playing their songs to her through the wall that separated them. She replied with one of her song thoughts. It was like imaginary friends playing some secret game known only to them. Madison found something else interesting about them. She wasn't sure whether she had dreamt it or if it was her active imagination, but she was sure that early one morning she had seen them dressed in colorful outfits and rehearsing out in the courtyard where they lived. It looked as if they were preparing for a concert. Not having grown up around music, except for creating her own song thoughts, a talent which she had somehow inherited, Madison didn't think too much about this. She had her own life to work on. Television cameras had been set up in her tiny apartment for her to record her life and song ideas during these days in the outside world of the Great Lockdown. This was her recording studio and digital diary. She didn't want to miss a thing. She wanted the world to one day see and hear her story, how she had left her family with Lego so she could rewrite her life story and see if there would be a happily ever after. She never talked about her family. They had been erased from her life. It was as if her past was somehow meant to be deleted. It was there, but it wasn't. All she knew was arriving at this village from where she once was. To leave from there to here was literally a push-button decision.